And in big action sequences, I think what we started to realize is we start with the master, and in the master, we use the doubles who we've rehearsed with, and we run the play, we do everything so that the referees can see it, the sidelines can see it, the actors can see it, all the cinematographers can see it, the camera guys can see it, so that we get a blueprint of exactly what story we're telling within that play from a master angle. So we've been using 3 cameras here. So we set the 3 cameras and we go in there and start attacking it with the doubles. And you start kind of going here and here and here. And you also start trying to figure out, okay, he gets tackled there. Let's pick up the actor here. We probably will tie in the actor and how it's going to edit. So you have to know how you want to edit this together eventually to understand when you want to put the reelies in as well. And if you have stunts in there, you want to cover those stunts a little bit differently. But we don't want to do action for the sake of action. You want to do action if it's moving the story forward. Okay, did what we just do tell the story that we want? Does it make sense? And now that we've kind of covered it, then we go back in and start picking it apart until we finally get to the end. Here, sometimes you can block shoot it. Some guys like to shoot it. We go, listen, let's just shoot the play out, then move to the next play. You also learn over the years. There's different ways to shoot this. I did a movie called Any Given Sunday. Oliver wanted to show Saving Private Ryan, like the guys taking the beach. Very visceral, bullets flying at you, the intensity of war, the speed of war, the overwhelming intensity, the fear of it, right? He wanted the football to look the exact same way. Quick cuts, you're inside the action, right? Jerry Maguire, right, we brought in, with Cameron Crowe, we brought in Ken Wolfe, who was doing Monday Night Football at the time. We got the TV angles exactly the way he wanted to do it because he wanted to look like Monday Night Football. So we shot the angles from like the way you're watching TV. Kurt's script probably came across my desk 10 years ago, 10 years ago. And, I think everybody was kind of aware because the Hall of Fame speech, everything else, of the grocery store thing. But what you didn't realize is not playing for 3 years in college. What you didn't realize is how successful he was in the Arena League and how that launched him. I'm convinced, he'd probably tell you, that made him successful when he got to the Rams. That experience in the Arena League. The confidence he gained, getting the ball off, throwing the ball in tight windows, all those things, I think ultimately helped him in the bigger game. We bring him in from all over the country. How many linemen do I need? How many tight ends? How many quarterbacks? How many games? How many opponents? All right, how many days are we gonna have to quarantine? We're gonna have to test. So bring them in, get them all in one place, get them under the hotel, keep them safe, take them to training camp, go right back to the hotel, just like all the leagues are doing right now to try to figure this out, one day at a time. And then take them to training camp in a very short window and teach them the plays. And figure out, I think we had, probably 3 or 4 college opponents, okay? And we had probably 6 arena opponents. Now remember, we're building these teams, the hero team plus the opponents we're playing. And doing rosters. It's like putting an all-star game together with the same terminology, who's lining up where, rosters. What do you mean his hamstring hurts? He tested what? How's he doing? Well, we thought he'd be a little bit more like this. Like, you're literally having personnel meetings. You're literally trying to figure out how you're gonna put this in, how we're gonna shoot it. They are amazing because they know sports. They can speak both language, sports and production, like really well. So that's not always my thing, right? And so working with those guys and having guys to work with so closely that speak both languages, you can really dive in deep. And when we first started talking about this Kurt Warner story, how we kind of wanted to make it different, it was literally because of the 3 levels, the college, the arena, the NFL, okay, how do we want to visually make it look different in Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3? So how are we going to shoot it to make it look different? what was going on with him internally in each one of those steps. Popcorn's flying and guys are flying over the wall, and maybe the lights didn't work one night. Maybe the turf came up a little bit here. The music didn't work that night. It's just, but that was the beauty of it. But those guys were gladiators in there. And early on, a lot of those guys were jumping back from the league to the arena in the NFL. Those guys were legit. But we told it through his eyes, which he was like, I don't want to do that. He turned it down the first time. Finally, his wife's convinced, listen, they're going to offer you to pay you to play a little, if they're offering you to pay, maybe you should go play. He does. I think he was even surprised how fast the game was, how great of athletes that were on the field, and it challenged him. When he gets to the Rams, he's different. He's more mature. He understands. He's got kids. Brenda, what's at stake? Perspective. He's grown older. The Arena League has made him an older guy. He's a bigger, stronger guy. He's more confident. He's a man. He's 28. Some guys retire at 28. He's a rookie in camp. And at that point, visually, we're saying to ourselves, now he's not seeing it, he's in it. We're connecting him. He's not on the sideline. He's behind Trent Green, waiting for his chance, begging for his chance. He's not going to pass it up, and he's not going to let Martz intimidate him. So we try to connect him visually with the movie, where we're compressing it. We're seeing it more. He's in it, not his point of view of it like we did with Green Bay. His longevity, it wasn't just a fluke. This guy didn't just get hurt and the guy gets thrown in. Yes, Mike Martz had a great offense. Yes, it was the first year. All those things. Yes, Falk was there. Yes, Bruce was there. Yes, all those teammates were there. But if you take a look at the test lasted. The test was a Hall of Fame career after he finally got on the field.